What is going on, guys? Saiyan Motion here, back with another what if video. And in this video, I'm starting a new theory. What if Goten trained? Thanks to Enemy Exchange for a Goten what if suggestion. And also, let's try and hit 10 likes. And when we do, I'll continue this what if, just to see if there's enough interest in it. But let's get into the video. For people that have watched the series, since he was born, Goten had great potential, as you've seen. At times, we've even seen him showcase more power than Gohan, having achieved Super Saiyan at the age of just 7, and he shocked us all when doing that. And as Vegeta would say, created the Super Saiyan bargain seer alongside Trunks, which was his son, who had also achieved Super Saiyan at the age of 7 or 8, around there. But Goten, having all this potential, didn't do much with it, unlike Gohan, who actually ended up doing something with it because he had his father to motivate him. But Goten, unlike Gohan, never had his father encouraging him to be a fighter. So besides the occasional sparring with Chi-Chi, which didn't do much, he didn't have much training. There was no motivation. This made Goten not be so interested in training and just leave it to his potential. Where this scenario would change the series is that Goten is actually much more influenced to train here, having heard stories about his father from his mother Chi-Chi and Gohan. And he also heard about how Gohan saved the Earth against this really bad guy, Cell his name was, and he really wanted to be strong enough to do that as well. So this is when Goten would actually start to train a lot more. Although Chi-Chi would only do the occasional sparring matches, Goten would go out after them and train on his own. Now, doing this training, he wouldn't just do it with his body, his mind as well, training his body to the bone even, to the point where he's able to unlock Super Saiyan before the sparring match with Chi-Chi. I would say about when he was 6. This means Trunks is about 7 here because he's born about a year before Goten is. Now, after Trunks finds out about Goten achieving this transformation or whatnot, he would start to access it as well, and because of Trunks' potential, I see no problem in him achieving it as well, like he did in the original series. Now, the two would end up actually training together, because Goten being stronger would have an influence of Trunks, because he wants to get stronger now too, and doesn't want to be left in the dust by his younger friend. Now, they would both be able to get stronger, with Goten actually having the edge here. Gohan is busy in school, Chi-Chi is Chi-Chi and can't handle their strength, and Vegeta is doing his own training and doesn't want children there. So, they need a master, and they have one viable option: Piccolo. One day, the two with their basic knowledge on sensing ki, and knowing it a bit from their basic knowledge here and there, and the long hours of practicing, they're able to find Piccolo's ki signature, and after a bit of long hours of searching for him, they're able to find him near a waterfall. Piccolo's meditating, and the two approach him, asking him whether they can train with him or not. Piccolo's actually intrigued to see them and hear this as well. He thinks for a moment after he's asked this. Well, Chi-Chi's not strong enough, Goku's dead, Vegeta's Vegeta, and Gohan is slacking on his training going to school. So Piccolo looks back down at them and smirks, knowing this is going to be quite the experience. At first, he is struggling a bit to train the kids, but he realizes that they're children and he needs to train them like he would train Gohan when he was a kid. Right. So he tells them body isn't the only thing they need to train with. They need to train their mind as well. If you have a strong mind, you'll have a strong body. If you have a strong body, you're stronger. The two would continue to train and get stronger. In my opinion, since they achieved Super Saiyan at a very young age, Super Saiyan 2 with some harsh training might be possible. I think it's not a stretch, as Goku and Vegeta were able to learn it without some emotional breakthrough, unlike Gohan did, and unlike Super Saiyan as well. Those two were able to access Super Saiyan with zero emotional breakthrough, so Super Saiyan 2 shouldn't be a problem for Goten and Trunks. So they're actually able to access this about a month, I would say, before the tournament. The World Martial Arts Tournament, of course. This would give the two a single month actually, not multiple, to be able to train their new form and unlock it at will. When the tournament arrives, Goten is much more happy to finally meet his father, and Goku was very shocked to sense the ki that Goten is emanating. I don't even know the word to use here. That's a mouthful. But saying this, Vegeta also smirks after realizing Goku's sensing Goten's ki, and he realizes Trunks' ki signature is pretty strong as well. But Trunks notices this smirk, and Vegeta instantly turns around. when the tournament actually ends up coming, everything goes the same, except the fight between Goten and Trunks. The two are much more mature, knowing not to use Super Saiyan, and neither of them actually have to resort to it, since the fight is pretty much even. But Goten's longer time training allows him to be the victor in this match, and this ends up knocking Trunks out, making Goten win, of course. They never end up becoming Mighty Mass because they find what's going on with Boo more interesting. Of course, Shin and Kibito would end up arriving at the tournament and explaining themselves like they did in the original series. Gohan hasn't changed at all, so he's still too weak to resist against Shin's binding technique and Spopovich and Yamu sucking his energy, and they actually end up doing so. Piccolo, even though tells the two to stay put and don't make any moves, Goten and Trunks, of course, don't end up listening. Even though they know they have to take care of their family, 18 is there alongside a few other fighters that can take care of each other by the small power level they have. But they end up going, and after Deborah ends up spitting on their master in Krillin, the two can't take it anymore, and they were hiding behind a rock and now have to relieve themselves in Super Saiyan 2, and they instantly rush at Deborah. The group around them finally notices that they're there, and realize Goten and Trunks here are far too powerful. The power coming off of them is immense, and they can actually handle their own against Deborah, together of course, not single-handedly. Now, Goten would actually take his attention to the ship, still enraged, and Trunks would continue to fight against Deborah. Gohan, now knowing Trunks can't beat him alone, would join into the fight with Trunks. But back with Goten though, he ends up bursting through the ship with a new attack he calls the Galactic Cannon. You see where I'm getting that from? Well, this would end up killing Pui Pui and Yakon, but Babidi ends up surviving by teleporting out of there with his teleport ability, of course. But he's then chased by Goten, Shin, and Kibito, and can run away when Shin is actually using his force field to trap him in place. This results in Babidi's death, and Deborah is finished off by Gohan and Trunks because after they realize that he needs to be killed for their master and Krillin to come back, and in Gohan's case, both of his friends, they would actually end up killing him because he is a demon after all. This results in, of course, Deborah and Babidi being apprehended, being taken down, and this means that Babidi and Deborah are handled and Boo is stopped. Well, is he? The ground starts to shake beneath the two, or beneath all the Z fighters, and it starts to rumble as something dashes out. They see a pink blob, and as Shin sees this, he cries out, "Majin Buu!" And as we then see Majin Buu, the group prepares to fight this menace. How do you think they'll hold up? Well, you'll just have to find out in the next part. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this What If. If you did, make sure to comment down below how Goten and Trunks will change the Buu saga even more. If you want to be a real Super Saiyan 4, you know how to leave a like. You know to leave a like and subscribe. Of course, when we hit 10 likes, I'll continue this part like I mentioned. And thank you so much for watching. This is Saiyan Motion, and peace out.